So just recently, I hit up a community garage sale that was held in the parking lot of a local middle school. And then afterward, I realized I needed more bags and boards. So I went to one of the LCSs in the area that I will frequent because they oftentimes will have a great catalog of back issues. This is Warehouse Games and Comics. And I walked away out of these two places with a massive pile of books. Let me show you what I got. Hi, this is James for Read More Comics. Thank you for tuning in and watching this video. If you like hearing me ramble on about comic books and my collecting journey, please do like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell in the corner so you get notifications every time I post new content. Sorry, stumbled there a moment. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about the books I'm about to share. So as I was sharing, I hit up a local community garage sale. Apparently this happens once a year at a middle school over in Mishawaka. And then afterwards realized I needed more bags and boards. So instead of going to my typical LCS, I hit Warehouse Comics and Games. And when I went in, well, I walked away without bags and boards because, and maybe some of you have been feeling this too, there's kind of a shortage. Not sure what's going on with that. But they did have out their convention boxes. They will oftentimes go to some of the bigger conventions in the area, over in Chicago, up in Michigan, even some of the local conventions, and they have a lot. They have a depth to their back issues. So I ended up picking up some books. Now, their convention boxes are separate from their normal in-store bins, where these are 2 for $5. And then at the garage sale, I think they were running four books a book, but the two guys, they were buddies. They cut me a break. I do have a problem though, and I'm going to share this. There is a stack of these. Let's see, right here. I'm not sure which books came from where because I really started pulling into a run. We'll get to that in a moment. These definitely came from the garage sale. I was focused on my collecting goal, but quickly found there wasn't a lot there. I'm down to a handful of Fantastic Four, handful of Silver Surfer books, and really some of the other books are either like older kind of Bronze Age, like Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, or New 52 stuff. And these two guys, they didn't seem to be really into it. It was really a bizarre collection of books that they had. They had a lot of Batman books, which was cool, and last year would have been really helpful. But let's go ahead and get into it. This one right here, and it looked a lot better, I thought, before I bagged and boarded it. I would say this is, I don't know. Anyway, so we got Spyran issue number 12. This is the Todd McFarlane run, and I only have like a couple books left. Has a bend right here, and then a stain up here. I paid $4 for it. I'm not saying I had buyer's remorse because in the moment it looked like a really good deal, and when it was folded in with everything else, it was okay. And then I got a bunch of Batman books, and one of these I already have. I'm going to show that one first, and I only picked it up because it was a really immaculate condition, and it is a key. Okay, so we got Batman 442. This is the first appearance of Tim Drake as Robin. I think I have like 2 other copies of this, but it's a really nice looking copy, and you know, according to Key Collector, it's like $15. Now, I take everything Key Collector says with a grain of salt, but anyway, these other books, however, I do not have, and they're kind of leaning into probably what I'll begin looking at next year, in that they're looking at pre-issue 400 Batman books. So we got three issues. We got $3.95. I think this is a key. I'll leave it right down below. I don't remember why though. This is a really cool two-face cover. This is $3.97. And then issue $3.99, and this is a cool kind of severed head book. So three sub 400 Batman books for $4 a piece. That's actually a really good deal, and they're in pretty solid shape. You know, kind of a spine ding here or there, but I'm pretty happy with these. These two books kind of fall under the kind of Spawn universe books, early Image books. Both, I think these are by Rob Liefeld, which some people are fans and some people aren't. So we got Violator and Bad Rock issue number 1, Violator and Bad Rock issue number 2. I think there are 2 more issues in this mini, so I'll try to pick those up. And then this next chunk, I know, came from Warehouse Games and Comics. So here we go. We got Barbaric issue number 3, Born in Blood. This, here, let me put this over here. I'm sorry. I'm left-handed, and so that's why I got all this. Barbaric is a crazy fun title. Not for kids at all. It is over-the-top violent. Vault is telling a really fun story with this. We got 2 issues of Justice League Dark Volume 1. I already have the main covers, but New 52 had these really cool variant cover months, and they had these, and they were like $5 for 2. So we got issue number 36, cool Lego cover. Issue number 39, which is the Harlequin variant cover. So those are pretty cool. And then there were a couple issues of Justice League Dark Volume 2 that I've been looking for. And I want the variant covers for these because I think the variants are so much cooler. They have kind of the minimal trade dress. So we have issue number 23. Love Detective Chimp in the corner. And then we have issue number 27. This is awesome one. I love Swamp Thing right here. I think Swamp Thing on Justice League Dark Team is an awesome choice. But then having Wonder Woman be the lead, that is really cool. And I wish they'd bring this team back. I think one thing that DC has that Marvel doesn't is they have a really cool kind of mystical team base with Justice League Dark, and they're not doing anything with it. These 2 I found, and I'm low-key collecting these. This is Sons of Anarchy, just the main series. We got issue number 8 and issue number 9. So pretty happy to have those. Love this series, so that's one of those low-key things I'm collecting in the background. Then we got some X-Men books. We have Uncanny X-Men issue number 8. This is the Karen Gillan run. This finished this volume for me. I think for X-Men, the only volumes I'm working on now is Bendis's run, and there's some weird issues in that. I don't know if it was like print count or whatever. I can never find it. I can always find the other half of his run, and then volume 1. Which leads me into the next crop of books. We have X-Men, Uncanny X-Men Volume 1. This is issue 458. This is when Claremont came back to the title. And then issue number 468. So, really happy to pick these up. And this is the part of the Uncanny run that I'm looking for. It's kind of later in the volume. I'm looking at doing from issue 200 to the end, and then I might crawl backwards because I think with some facsimile covers as placeholders from 100 to 200 isn't too bad. I don't know. I haven't really put much thought in it. That's a couple years down the road. And then we have 2 annuals. I don't know. What. Okay, so these are annuals 1 and 2, and I'm not sure what volume these are for, though. This is not volume 1. This is the Matte Fraction volume, I think. So we have issue number 1 and issue number 2. I consider annuals to be a part of a volume, and so as a completionist, I need to get these. So I already have all the books in the Matte Fraction volume, so that this finishes it up. I think this is Matte. I'll put it right down here if it's not. Okay, so the rest of these, which is about half the books, scan these out, look at that, are all Gen 13. Okay, as I've been reflecting about my journey as a collector, one of the things that I've been considering is the titles that bring me joy, you know, that I'm happy to have. And there were a lot of 90s, or, you know, Image titles that did really well that I really enjoyed, and Gen 13 was one of them. I only read a couple of the books. The same with Jim Lee's Wild something. I want to say Wild Cards. Duh. Wild Cards. His initial run on that, a lot of fun. And so him and I don't remember who the writer was. So I'm looking for that part of the run. Here I'm looking for the J. Scott Campbell books, because I think it's early stuff. It's cool J. Scott Campbell stuff, and it's really fun. So he did 2 volumes, or he was a part of 2 volumes. The first was a mini series, and then volume 1 was a mini series, only 5 issues in that, and then the second was a little bit longer. It was ongoing, but he only did like upwards of, I think it was like issue 15, no, 24. I think it was 24. So for volume 1, I have issue 0. Wait a minute. Oh, that's issue 5. Sorry. This is issue 0. Classic J. Scott Campbell cover. Then I have 2, 3, 4. I love this cover. I just love the cells down here, the use of cover. Black, and then 5. So I'm just missing issue number 1. And then with volume 2, I have a good chunk of them. Let's see, we got issue number 1, and then this is issue number 2. This is issue number 6, number 7, number 11, number 13, number 15, number 16, number 17, number 18. This one has a motorcycle. This one's cool. Number 19. And then number 20. I think number 20 might have been his last interiors. And then he continued on through issue number 24, I think. And I'll put it right down here if I'm wrong, with covers. So anyway, that's my haul from both the local garage sale, which only happens once a year apparently, and the 2 guys there that been there for like 2 or 3 years, so I'll have to hit them up again. And then my haul from Warehouse Comics and Games. If you liked listening to me to prattle on, please do like, share, subscribe, hit the bell in the corner. Leave a comment if there's a book here that you went, hey, I really like that, or hey, you shouldn't have really gone for that. Please do let me know. Thank you for listen to me ramble on. This is James, and don't forget to read more comics.